Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Okay, so what we have behind me here, this is the new 2022 BRZ. I covered this when they finally showed off the BRZ, and it's pretty impressive that they put a bigger motor into the engine instead of giving it a turbocharge, which I think is a really great idea. And in the long term, the car will last longer comparing to a forced induction. Turbocharged engines tend not to last very long, and you tend to be, a little bit more spirited driving, if you know what I mean. You know, yeah. Especially if you have a nice car like the Type R. You can't be sensible and be driving that car. It's not made for somebody that's sensible. Sense goes out the window because it's just an amazing ride. But anyway, back to the BRZ here. So we got so they released some new information. I guess the price of the vehicle. There's two trims. You have your limited and your premium, which I'm going to go over, as well as they, like I said before, I don't know if I said it or not. They going from the 2 liter non-turbo or NA naturally aspirated engine to a 2.4 with more power, which is always a good thing. And the price is priced just right, not too crazy. You're still right there with the Subaru WRX. And, if you want the four-door, just go ahead and get the Rex because that's a more powerful vehicle and also, you know, all-wheel drive and stuff. This is a rear-wheel drive. So this is a huge drastic change comparing to the previous model. Like I've stated, the previous model had about 205 horsepower and 156 feet-pound of torque, and this new model comes with 228 horsepower as well as 184 foot-pounds of torque. I may be guessing those numbers, but I think they're pretty accurate. But the 228, that one is accurate. Obviously, it's right here. They just don't tell you the torque, but I've seen the torque on another site that it is 184 foot-pound of torque, which is significantly enough, especially for such a small car. So it's gonna go fast, but not insanely fast. With I think if you were able to tune it yourself, you can get more power out of it, and if you add a turbocharge, get even more power, especially with that bigger engine, that 2.4 liter engine. I'm not sure if they're using the same engine that's from the Forester or the one on the WRX or not. Or like the older WRX engines. Remember we were no, I'm sorry, that one was a 2.5. This is a 2.4. Yeah, flat four cylinder boxer engine. It generates 228 horsepower and 184 foot-pound of torque, which are increases of 23 and 28 respectively over the last generation's 2 liter boxer power, still routed to the rear wheels through either 6-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission. And that's another thing that I really like with Subarus. They still have not abandoned the old, the shift lever or the brake lever or whatever the heck it's called. The e-brake lever, whatever. Subaru says the coupe now has a lower center of gravity as well as estimated curb weight of just under 28 or 2,900 pounds, which is good. It's still a little heavier. I think it could have lost some weight. They should have made it a little bit lighter. With every Subaru, obviously, with every iterations, they will always have the limited edition version of it that they will come out later. So if you do intend on buying this one, I say just wait a little bit longer for them to put out the performance or um like the special edition, because they did make a special edition from the previous model to where it included better handling as well as better brakes, bigger brakes. I think it came with like Brembo brakes, but that price was a little bit steep. I think they were starting at like 32, 33 maybe, which is a lot of money, especially if you're coming from the limited is already at 31,455 and the premium is 28,955. So if they were to make a special edition, look forward to paying around 33 or $34,000 depending on what kind of goodies they put in that vehicle. Like they if they made the STI version of the BRZ, you should be expecting to pay a little bit premium for that vehicle. But I think it would be worth it, especially if you intend to, modify the vehicle and give it more power. Obviously, with more power, you also have to have the stopping power for that as well too. And you might as well just change your suspension as well too, because everything works together. And if one is not balanced with the other, you're going to have issues with wear and tear over the long term. Because when engineers make these vehicles, they're very precise on the things that they do to where the vehicle just operates the right way, like it's supposed to do it. So if you do change those things, you have to change all the other things too. You don't have to do it, but I would recommend you do it because in the long run, it will help you out immensely. I'm telling you. So you don't have wear and tear on certain parts where it wouldn't, happen if you didn't have that much power. Like hypothetically, if you give this car like 100 more horsepower, you need to get better brakes, or you're just gonna run through your brake pads like crazy if you don't have bigger brakes in order to support that change. And then with that change, you also have to, like I said, change your suspension, how the car handles. And like I said, the car is perfect the way it is from the factory, but not everybody's always happy. I guess that's part of owning tuner cars, so that you can tune it to your liking and what you want to do with it. Unless you live in California, bitch, because that shit ain't allowed. You can't modify your ECU. Just kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. That's the new law now. You cannot modify your ECU because they're gonna be checking that shit if you're doing your smog test. If you live in California. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. I sure did enjoy making it. Yeah, I love making these kind of videos and just, for your entertainment, for you, and giving you information while I try to make you laugh as well too, because laughter is always a good thing. You know what I'm saying?